Welcome back, Caddy Corner, episode 43. I'm Austin.
And I'm Caleb.
And we are in a different location with the 2-camera setup right back because we have brought back our first ever recurring guest on the Caddy Corner Podcast. Bailey, welcome back to the show, man.
What's up?
What's
Glad
up?
to be here.
For those of you who don't know, Bailey makes YouTube videos, basketball YouTube videos, kind of has like a group called YCGM. That's what I would kind of call it, a group. Has done some pretty cool stuff since the last time that we did this podcast, which was in like when? Like June? Maybe before then?
Man,
I don't know.
know.
I don't know either.
It was a while.
It was a while ago. I think it was like episode like 12 or 13 maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
And this is 43. So that was a while ago.
At the beginning of when y'all started.
Yeah, it was towards the beginning for sure. So we're just going to kind of talk about all the cool stuff that Bailey's been doing over the past, 6 months, 8 months, something like that, and just have a little bit of fun. So let's go for it. How you been, man?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
We've been just hanging out and doing the same type of stuff. We've had a couple different people now on there and like league-wise and stuff like that. I mean, last time I was on here, I don't think I started that league yet.
I think it was like just about to start or
Yeah,
something
it
like
was
that.
like maybe like a week before,
Mhm.
maybe somewhere around there. But, yeah, I mean, I played in a league in Hickory. We had a league down here. We hooped with Stunna.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we talked about that last time. Just a bunch of stuff. I mean, trying to do different stuff, trying to go to different places. We went to Drexel, North Carolina,
Mhm.
over there near Hickory. It was about Morganton area. And then, I mean, that's basically most stuff we've done since then. And then I don't know if we went to Louisiana.
Yeah.
That was a long drive.
Yeah.
To Louisiana.
sure.
But that was fun too. So I mean, that helped a lot too. We gained like 150 subscribers in that weekend, and new faces. I mean,
Yeah,
apparently,
in the game.
especially. I mean, there was a lot of people I didn't know, but Ryan Gratz that plays with us, he's from there, so that's what made it like.
Makes sense.
He was like, people want us to come up there. People want us to come up there, and so we went up there, and it like turned out to be like people who knew who we were.
Yeah.
And so it looked like, I mean, we looked professional, like we've done it before, but it was our first ever like park takeover, as you could say. And so I mean it was a big success with it. So
That's super awesome.
Yeah, so I wanna talk about the park takeover type thing. So tell me about like whose idea that was, how that started, how you plan something like that with like a group of guys, you know?
So the Louisiana one, it took a while. It was probably about a month of planning. Like, Ryan, he's from there. That's where he was raised, whatever. But he, people have been asking him to get us to come up there or come down there. And so I think I made a flyer probably a month before we went. And after that, it was just, where are we gonna stay when we get there? What are we gonna do when we get there? When are we gonna play when we get there? Like what day? And I think we stayed for about 3.5 days or something like that. Left 12 a.m. and I got there about 12 p.m.
Oof.
somewhere around that area. And then, I mean, it was a lot to plan, but it was fun. I mean, so basically when we say that we want to do a park takeover, we basically just say, hey, we're gonna come to Louisiana at this time, at this date. Tell people, share it, get it big, have a bunch of people there. And I think the like first hour I posted that on Instagram, like with Ryan, like we made a collab post, there was probably 150 people that shared it, like that from Louisiana. 'Cause
Dang.
people who follow him, the people who follow Ryan already saw it, knew what was about to happen, so they started sharing it, and then more people. I'd say there was probably 120 to 150 people there at that park.
That's
that day.
crazy.
Yeah, that is.
But I
crazy.
think Ryan messed up. He planned it the day they had homecoming, so they had a bunch of stuff going on in that city during that time. So there would have been a lot more people, I feel like, but there wasn't. But it was still a good it was a good show out. So like it was really fun. And like when we got up there, I mean, everybody knew who I was. Well, everybody knew who Ryan was already. But like people saying my name without actually introducing myself to them, it was like unreal. Like
Right.
It was an unreal experience. So it was fun.
That was something that you talked about whenever we did the podcast the first time, was like where the YouTube channel kind of came from. Was you guys said that what if you walked into a gym and people knew who you were before you even like got there?
It was that type of.
That's what I'm saying. Like it kind of came full circle. Like it was real,
It
which
was
is like
that type
so
of thing.
gas. That's so cool. It's like such a cool thing that you did with that. Like, how was that whole experience? Like how did people like? They were like excited to see you and stuff. So like how did that go? Like on and off the camera.
So the first one was, I think we had gotten to one of Ryan's friends' houses, and Ryan was introducing whoever went, but then when he got to me, they were like, "Oh, Bailey Grant." I was like, I mean, I'm not like big famous or whatever,
Sure.
but like that, just him knowing my name before, I mean, Ryan never said it, I ever said it, was just like, that's crazy. Like I was going nuts, like it was insane, but it was definitely like on camera. I had already met those people that were going to be there that Saturday because we were there 2 days before.
Yeah.
So I had already met those people. So it was a little different, but I still reacted a little bit more to it. But it was definitely crazy.
Yeah, for sure. That's super awesome. How'd those games go?
Huh?
How'd those games go? I know you don't like playing outside. We talked about that on the last podcast.
The first couple games was windy, so it was a little weird. It was a little bad, I guess you can say. But after that, I think it was the first game we played, I got picked up on another team with a couple of Ryan's friends, and I think we won like the rest of it, like the rest of the day we won. But that one, I mean, it was overall, it didn't matter to me about the win, didn't matter about nothing. We brought shirts up there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say we probably brought 150 shirts, and I came home with like $350.
Dang.
Like just
Yeah.
in the
And
very
merch.
last hour of that hoop session, people were getting
Yeah.
them, selling them, and like the smalls, the mediums, the larges were gone in like an instant. So it was definitely a lot of different scenery, a lot of
course.
different just everything.
Totally new eyeballs too. That's super cool. And I didn't even think about the merch from the merch perspective. Is like that's probably like the first chance ever that somebody from like out of state is gonna
Yeah.
have the merch. You know what I'm saying? Especially like delivered like by you. Like you
Yeah.
were actually. That's so gas. That's like really cool.
I think that Monday when all the kids went back to school or whatever, there was like 3 or 4 people wearing it in Kaplan,
Yeah.
Louisiana, like in that school.
Yeah.
So like Kaplan High School or
Yeah.
whatever. So that was Ryan was showing me the videos people were taking of them, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's crazy.
That
It's
is super cool.
pretty insane.
That is really insane. You slightly brushed over it because we didn't talk about it on the last podcast that we did because it was before that you played with Stunna.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about that for sure because that to me was like a super huge moment for you guys last year. Probably the biggest maybe.
Yeah, at that point, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
it still probably is.
Yeah.
But
So how did that start? How did that come together? How did you get the chance to play with them, I guess?
so I was on my family's vacation. We were in Alabama because Brant had baseball or whatever. But so we were in Alabama, and it was like the last couple of days we were there, and Austin Love told me, Stunna might text you, wanting to, because he's coming home this weekend. I already knew that they've been wanting to play, but he said that he was going to text me and tell me to plan a hoop session this weekend. And I was like, all right, yeah, I mean, okay,
course,
whatever,
yeah.
I'll do it. So then I think it was on the way home from Alabama, he texted me. I didn't even know how to respond. Like, I didn't know what I was supposed to respond to. And he told me, hey, let's get a hoop session, let's keep it low, let's keep it private or whatever. And so we did it. And then, like, just 2 days later on that Sunday, I mean, we had it happen. And that was pretty crazy. I mean, he pulled up, and then a couple of his people pulled up. And then, everybody from YCGM, everybody from who we usually play with, pulled up, and it was a good 3-4 hour hoop session. I mean, it was like good runs. People were getting competitive. People were arguing. I mean, it was a good video. I mean, that video hit like 1.5K on YouTube. So like that helped a lot. Him doing that and just being there helped a lot. And he actually has a shirt too.
Yeah.
So we got a picture taken and put it on Instagram and stuff like that. So like that helped a lot.
Yeah. Were you nervous?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't know how this had to be perfect. Like.
Yeah.
Not playing basketball wise, but like the cameras, the mics had to be plugged in, like all that stuff. It had to be perfect. Everything had to be perfect. Who could have been there to record?
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So, but yeah, Damon and Caleb and Nate, they helped a lot during that day.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Did you like up the production for that more so? Did you like have more than what you would normally have running and stuff?
So usually, if we have so like a regular pickup session during the week, we just have one camera, one mic, whatever. It's no big deal. We just want to get some content out or whatever. If we plan a session, I'll try to have a little bit more, maybe somebody else taking pictures or
Right.
maybe somebody else doing something. But that we had my main camera, we had another camera, and we had the GoPro going all at different angles.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried throughout the whole video to post or to editing it look like, oh, okay, if the main camera didn't get it on this side, I can make it look like he's dribbling up one side, and then it will switch to the other camera where he's driving baseline because that camera up here couldn't get it.
Sure.
So yeah, we had 2 cameras, 3 cameras, and to make the angles better.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely up. It
Up the
made
production.
it up, leveled up or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but it had to be perfect.
Of course. No, I totally understand that because, like, you just have to be.
Yeah.
That's like kind of like it's almost like the first time you have to nail it. Otherwise, like, it will never happen again.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you have talked about it, or I don't even know if you can say it on the podcast or not. But I don't know if you like are thinking about doing it again or something.
Well,
like
we're
that.
trying to.
Of course.
We're definitely trying to plan where we can go up to Houston or Texas or wherever and try to do it. We just hadn't. I mean, it's hard for everybody to get off work or whoever is free at that time. At least 5 of us that got to be free. Damon's got to be free. Caleb's got to be free. Nate's got to be free. I mean, all of it has to. There's a lot of different things has to happen before we can actually go and do it.
Yeah.
But he I don't know. We're still trying to plan.
Of course. Yeah. Well, that's super awesome. What was it like interacting with somebody like that for the first time, like in real life? Like, how was, I guess, talking to Stunna and stuff?
I mean, it was just like another person.
Yeah.
At the end of it. Now at the start, I was like, okay,
of course,
this dude's like
bigger,
and can help me a lot, so I need to be professional with it. So, I mean, it was definitely crazy
for sure.
I mean, definitely talking to him now, but like we're cool, so like we'd be hooping. We're gonna try to hoop again, and after that, it'll just be more comfortable, more.
Of course,
it'll definitely look more
like a friendly
casual,
relationship,
yeah.
right? I totally get that for sure. What was like the hooping like with like him and his boys? Like you said that he brought some of his guys and stuff. Like, what was that like with like your guys? Like, how did that relationship kind of go?
Well, some the people we play with, they've either played against them in high school or they grew up with them. Some of them, most of them, like Nikes or whatever you want to call him, Glock or whatever. He went to East High School, so like they all knew him and knew Stunna. So like, I mean, it looked like it was just a bunch of friends just doing it and like playing basketball like normal. But there was a lot more chit chat and a lot more talking because people wanted to win.
Yeah,
they wanted to stay on the court for that video. And
for sure.
So it was definitely on the non-basketball side. It was normal, chill. It was cool. It was comfortable. And then the basketball side, everybody, it was about the same. They wanted to win. They wanted to beat whoever's playing against and stuff like that. So it was about the same.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's super cool that you're playing with somebody who has that much like influence, in basically society today, But then whenever somebody like that comes and you're like hanging out with them, it's just like any other guy.
Yeah, it's weird, but I mean, it's getting there. So
it's totally weird because whenever you see somebody like that, like you imagine them on a higher level than you're at, but then they, like Stunna, came from here, like small town, Western High School. Isn't that where he went?
I think so.
And then, like, he just happened to make it.
Yeah.
But he knows life as it is here, so it's just crazy because everyone comes from like the same roots, I guess.
Yeah.
Which that stuff blows my mind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he helped a lot. Like, so shout out to him. I mean, he really helped a lot. Just getting my name out there a little bit. I mean, it didn't even have to be a lot, but I mean, he personally helped a lot that day.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I can already see a huge title of you guys going to Houston and playing basketball there, because that could be like a whole nother. You can make a park takeover video there. You can make a playing with Stunna video there. Like, that would be sick. And that's like, well, I mean, it seems like that's something that's like really like. I mean, it's definitely working up here for you. You know what I'm saying?
We're trying to. We're just. a lot to figure out.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when like your team rolls pretty deep and you have to get all of those people for the most part like aligned on the same weekend or whatever. So that's tough. I totally understand that for sure. But that was definitely crazy, and I'm sure like that was something that I know that Caleb and I were like, holy crap, like because that was just a big moment for you. You know what I'm saying? Which is like super awesome. So that works out really good. Another thing that you've kind of done over the past little bit was the league. Like you said, hadn't really started yet before whenever we recorded the last podcast. How did that go?
It went all right. It could have been a lot better if I had more control over it.
Yeah.
But the Y kind of took over it, which is fine. I mean, I didn't. It's whatever, but it could have been a lot better. I mean, I think start of that season or league or whatever, we were like 0-4. So like, I mean, refs weren't too great. I mean, we were just trying to get it started, but I don't know if we'll do that league again.
Yeah,
I think I want to host tournaments this summer.
that's cool.
Yeah, I think that is kind of more of the vibe that you were looking for anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's just basketball, so like it ain't gotta be that deep, that serious. People get mad, other teams get mad. I mean, like, come on, like.
Yeah,
it's definitely like a cool idea to like start a basketball league, but then I think the way that you can like control it and the way that you can be different with it, you know, it's just by doing your own thing. And I think that would more interesting like for me to watch who like knows you as a guy, other than just like, oh, this is just like any other pickup basketball game or like any other league basketball game, I guess you can say, other than like a pickup tournament. I think is definitely more of the style.
Because like hosting that or like making that league happen, like I mean, I had 3 or 4 meetings with the Y. Hosting that league would have been a lot easier if I had 100% control over it, because I knew what we were going to get into. I knew how the people were going to be. I knew how the arguing was going to be, trash talk, any of that. So, like, I knew how it was going to be. And I told them I can get refs and all that stuff, but nah, they wanted to do it the way they wanted to do it, which was fine. But, I mean, there was a lot of complaining that whole time we were playing. Everybody was playing. Not even when we were on the court. Everybody was complaining, doing stuff. They didn't like the refs, stuff like that. So I think hosting a tournament will definitely be a lot more of our own thing, and that we can control it and make it better. And because I know we can. So like, hopefully hosting the tournaments will be easier, as you could say.
and I think too, it was definitely worth doing the league so that way you can look back at how that experience was and know how to make those tournaments that you want to do better just immediately, because you've already had like some experience in like hosting, if you want to think about it that way.
Yeah.
Like little basketball things. So that's cool. I think that's a good idea too. I think like what Caleb said, the league and stuff from like a content perspective would have looked a lot like just what you guys were doing anyways. But from like that pickup tournament perspective, like that's super cool because people are going to be playing like super hard, like especially if you put like, I don't know, like a trophy or something on the line or something crazy like that. That would be cool for content. Make like a nice little series out of it. It'd be gas. So that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see. I mean, summer won't be too long.
No.
Coming up.
Yeah, that's true. And that's like whenever everybody that you're playing with, that's like whenever it's the deepest, is in the summer and stuff. Because you've been doing it now long enough to where you can really like know when stuff's going to be.
Yeah.
Because
especially that time. School people come back, college kids come back, stuff like that.
Yeah. People are off school and stuff.
So I know you talked about like the Stunna episode or video, the production was a little bit higher, but I know whenever we had you on the podcast last time, you were talking about how you were like adding to your team, like production wise, so like editing team, filming team. So I just want to like know, what does a normal hoop session production look like right now?
It's about the same.
Really?
Yeah, we got Damon recording more often now, just because people can't make it or something like that. And he's definitely gained a lot. Like, he's grown a lot doing it. I mean, he's gotten a lot better. And so basically he'll record, just like last time. He'll record, somebody will record, I'll go home. And when I get to that video, I'll edit the video and then post it. And that's about it. So I still edit everything, YouTube-wise. Now, Damon actually has his own thing going on now. This past week he went to the South versus Lake Norman Charter game, recorded for somebody, made a couple videos, made a couple pictures, posted on Instagram, which is Instagram is Dame with the Cam if you want to go follow him. And he's definitely going on. He's pushing towards more his own thing, which will still help me still help us out just because he's getting his name out there, and he still does it for me. Like I'm like basically like what I'm saying is I'm his first like go-to to like the video to edit to whatever, whatever the plan is. But like he's pushing more towards himself now,
Yeah.
where he can do it by himself, and then he'll grow and get better at it by himself. I don't have to help him. I don't have to sit there and say, hey, do this when you edit that video. Say, do this when you edit that video. So hopefully it will get to that point where he can edit these videos that I'm making. So it won't be that difficult. It would just be a good big plan where he can take the camera home, get those videos off, put it on his laptop, and get to work.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll pay him for it. So like hopefully it will get to a big old thing where I'm just doing my personal stuff. Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then he can get to the point where he's good enough to edit or record, edit, and just go with the flow. Because he's got a lot more time than I do because of work and stuff. But, I mean, we'll see. Right now, I am editing still.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense too, because I think like what you said makes complete sense. Whenever he is out doing his own thing, then he can get his name out there, and as soon as he gets his name out there, then like that ties back into like your
that's what I was
your
thinking
channel
about,
too.
like how to
And
word that.
yeah, and so we've talked about the same type of thing, because like we have this, like we have Caddy Corner Podcast, whatever, and then but like you can also have like your own personal channel, and I think that it's a lot easier to grow a personal channel and like get people to like understand who you are and like enjoy who you are and like enjoy seeing the things that you make whenever it's just like a single person. And then after they can like you individually, then they can get into something like this a little bit easier, So I think that makes complete sense that like he's going to get out doing his own thing, and then especially like learning that and growing that and get better at like editing videos or whatever. So then, yeah, dude, that's epic. I like it.
And I think another thing that's changed since the last time I've been on here is people getting their own YouTube videos out.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they wanted to start, they have all the opportunity to do it, whatever they want to do. Use my clips, use whatever clips you want to use, do it. But Tyler, Ryan, and Braden, and they've started posting YouTube shorts to get not necessarily their name out, just to post their highlights, basically. But I mean, it all falls back to whatever they post is gonna fall. It's gonna help them grow
For sure.
and then it's gonna help us all grow,
Mhm.
like every single one of us. And so if they keep continuing to do that, then that will help a lot. Their TikToks, like I know Braden's been starting to make post more TikToks, and like so is Ryan, and so I mean they've all been a big help still. So I mean nothing's changed with that. They've all been a big help, every single one of them. Anything they do. Tavio, he's been doing those a little bit here and there, not too much. He'll post more on Instagram. But like I said, anything that they do will all fall back to help all of us. So it's not just necessarily helping me, but they're posting, they're going to get their name out. They post, they get their name out. They post, they get their name out. And then it all comes back to me, but it's all helping every single one of us.
For sure.
Because, like, I mean, it's my videos, yes, but it's their highlights. It's their clips that they can go viral on, or they can go post on, whatever they want to do. Instagram, TikTok, like whatever they want to do. I mean, I see the craziest thing is going through Snapchat stories or Instagram stories and seeing one of my videos on there. And then I'm not even like expecting it to be on there. I'm just like, scrolling through like normal, and then one of my videos popped up because it's not me, but it's their highlights. But it's still cool because like at the end of the day, they went to my video to watch that highlight, so they're getting me views and all that stuff, so it all adds in. But that's definitely not changed at all. Everybody's still helping, everybody's still part of it, nothing's changed, so that's probably about it.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. And I think too, something that I think, and I don't know if you've thought about this or not, but while I was making the notes for the pod, I was thinking about it for this pod. Like everybody in your videos can be like their own character. And then kind of by virtue of that, they can have like their own content streams in the same way. So if somebody watches your videos where, let's say, Tyler is just going crazy, then they can go like to Tyler's channel and watch his YouTube videos that he's making. This is obviously in the future, but that's like an interesting way that kind of builds the YCGM brand, and then also like makes each individual player that's a part of the team like their own, like almost like a reality show kind of thing, if you will. So it's interesting.
And that's what the goal was. I mean, what you just said, like if they see Tyler, the best shooter to touch the camera, is what he says.
Yeah.
That can help him And then if they see him first on mine, and they're like, oh, who is this? Like, they'll go to his Instagram, and then they go to his Instagram, his YouTube link's in there. So like they go to his YouTube, and then like I said, or like you said, they'll go on there and they'll be like, oh, they'll get him views, they might subscribe, and it just all grows with all of us doing stuff and being a part of it. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree. That's something that Caleb and I have thought about too, like with the pod. Caleb touched on it a little bit, which is like having your own kind of content streams helps bring people back to like the central thing for Caleb and I, which is this. It's difficult to grow a podcast from zero to anything with no previous backing. We've learned that. There's a lot of stagnation and a lot of like nothing just because, and if you think about it, it makes sense. Like it's asking a lot for somebody that's never watched Caleb and I's podcast before to invest like 35 minutes into watching a full podcast, which is fair enough. I'm not going to give 35 minutes of my time to just somebody that I've never met before. But if Caleb and I can build kind of content streams on our own and bring people in, it works the same way that your guys' stuff does. So I think that it's smart. I think it's cool, too, that you have so many people who would want to make content in the same way. You know what I'm saying? But everybody would have like their own unique kind of thing to it. You know what I'm saying? Like Tyler's videos would be like, it would be cool to watch him play like around the world and just see like how many he can like make or something like that, where it would be different for you because you're kind of, at least from an outside perspective, your like thing, your like highlights mostly are going to be dunks and stuff. So you wouldn't necessarily do something similar to that. So it's cool. It's cool how everybody is like different in their own kind of way. You know what I'm saying? That works out pretty good. I don't think I have any more catch-up stuff. Do you have any more catch-up stuff? Okay, cool. I wanted to ask this question just because I think it's interesting, especially since it's like early 2023. What do you think your best moment was all of last year?
I had to make like a list.
Yeah, sure.
Because 2022 was definitely like a big year for us. I think one of my stats said we gained like 700 followers or something like that. So I know that's not a lot right now, but that first full year, really, that was a real big help. So I think definitely number one was the stunner thing, but right behind it would be Louisiana and going to Drexel, like park takeovers, not from around here, only because that's just getting our name out more and more and more. Like the Louisiana video, I say we probably gained 100-something subscribers in a weekend, and then the stunner video, him being there and him kind of shouting it out, like helped us a lot. So like that was an unreal experience. The Louisiana video was an unreal experience just because people didn't know us that well, but now they do up there or down there. And then the Drexel one. I knew a couple people, and that's the reason why we went to Drexel. But now that it wasn't just me going up there, it was Tavio, Tyler, Tyrone, Trap, me, Ryan, Isaiah. Like, it was a lot of us that went up there. So now that they know it's not just me, like, they went up there too, so now they know them. And so that was an unreal experience. And I think the craziest experience, I don't know if this ties into your question, but those three are probably the biggest things. But I do want to say this. The most unreal experience this past year was when we were at the East Y for one of our league games, and this woman asked Tyler for an autographed shirt.
Yeah, that's perfectly fits into this question.
Yeah, so like that was pretty unreal, and like I made a big post on it on Instagram, tagged him and all this other stuff. So like that was pretty unreal.
Yeah. And
then like I'm trying to remember because a lot happened, a whole lot happened. So we were in Louisiana, and it was me, Ryan, Isaiah, and Damon, and we were walking down the street, like in the city, like in the town area, and because they had a parade going on, and we were just walking down the street. The whole time I'm thinking everybody knows Ryan. They might know me, they might not, whatever. This white kid came running up to us, and he was like, "Oh, y'all are YCGM. What's up?" Dapped every single one of us up, and I obviously thought, okay, that's crazy or whatever. I asked Ryan, I was like, "Oh, did you know that kid?" He said, "No, I had no idea who that was," and I was like, "That's insane."
Yeah.
Like, where did he see it? How did he see it? And that was just crazy to me, because like I figured Ryan knew him, but Ryan did not know him, and it just was it was crazy. Yeah. It was just unreal. Like that was like one of the first times that's happened to me personally. I mean, there's been people talking about me or whatever to like Tyler, to Tavio, to Ryan, to Braden, to anyone else, but I wasn't there to experience that. But that right there was pretty crazy that year. I mean, that day. So
Yeah.
that's pretty.
That is crazy. That we've never experienced that before.
Well, sort of did. Whenever we were at China Grove.
Oh
Middle.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Wait, so what happened? I want to hear that story too.
Okay, so we went to China Grove Middle School to talk to the podcasting club, and there was this kid in the classroom, and we didn't know who he was, and he was like, "Yeah, I listened to every episode almost,"
Which is crazy because, like, they're middle school age, which isn't like really our target audience. I mean, it definitely fits in. I feel like, but. I mean, he was, I don't know how old to even gauge middle schoolers. How old are you whenever you're in middle school? Like 12?
Yeah, 12, 13 maybe.
Yeah. So that was weird. That was crazy, though.
That was pretty
cool.
crazy.
Yeah. And he was, like, nervous, you could tell. Because he was just, like, he basically just, like, drive-by said that. Like, I watch every episode, and then he kind of, like, dipped, which was, like, weird. But it was cool. That was a cool experience all around, though.
Yeah, that was a good experience.
Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just that's super cool that, like, just because in that moment, whenever somebody comes up to you that you don't know, and they're like, "Hey, I've seen your stuff, like, that's so cool," or like, "You're so cool," or whatever, then, like, now you understand, like, the influence that you have on just, like, the world pretty much, because it's like, those people don't live anywhere around here, so if you're just walking down the street and somebody's like, "Hey, you're so-and-so," it's like, man, I personally have had an impact on this person, and that's so crazy, and that's, like, why, like, I think that I'm so thankful that we get to do what we do, because we have the access and, like, the option to, like, post our voices to the internet, and it's just like not everyone can do that, or like not everyone knows how to, like, work a soundboard or, like, how to, like, run a microphone or whatever, and so just, like, how thankful you can be to, like, share your influence, and, like, you too, like, you're, like, gifted with the talent of basketball, but you can use that in a different way than, like, LeBron James can use that, and it's just, like, that's so cool.
Definitely got to keep that in the back of your head, that little kid. Like,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because if that time where it comes where you're like, I don't really feel like doing it, maybe that kid's like, all right, when's this next one coming out? Like, he's like, what the heck? Like, getting mad at y'all because y'all ain't posting or something. Like that. That definitely, I've always been trying to keep that, in the back of my head to remember, like, somebody out there is trying to watch them. Somebody out there might not ever be in a video, but they've been trying to watch it and keep up with it. So.
Have you ever had any time whenever you were like, I don't want to make these videos anymore? Have you had that yet or not really?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a big story behind that.
Really?
Yeah. Isaiah made me want to quit. This whole bunch of crap started happening about. We ain't gonna get into it.
Sure.
It ain't that deep now, and we all dropped it, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, I definitely not necessarily. I mean, yeah, it was. He pushed it towards it, like him not meaning to, but made me want to. Like, I wanted to be done. I mean, it was too much drama.
Yeah.
Like, we're grown. Like, it's just childish stuff. So, like, I mean, that made me want to quit. That was the only time though. I mean, I deep down, I probably would have sat in my bed and like, nah, I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna get this one out, because I mean, it was good highlights, other people's highlights, like, so. I probably wouldn't have, but yes, that there was like a little split second where I'm like, all right, you're about to make me want to quit and be done, because I don't like this no more. But not to the extent to where it maybe would actually happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I always wonder about that because, like, I at least haven't had anything like that. Not for the podcast.
Not yet.
But we've obviously, it's been like less than a year. But you're like, I mean, you're 2 and some change years in now.
Yeah.
So I just was wondering if there's any kind of burnout there.
Yeah, like 280 videos in or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's actually 260 something, maybe 270, something around there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you have
That's a lot of videos.
Do you have a 300
well, most of them
video?
are shorts. I've been posting a lot of shorts recently.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
So those count towards it, but I'd say I'd probably have 200 videos of
Yeah.
basketball, and then maybe like 10, 15 vlogs. So
I always think about that because whenever we were at China Grove Middle, I was like gathering stats for us to like wow these kids with, and like if you go on like YouTube Studio and you can go and it tells you like all the views you've ever gotten, and ours with shorts and stuff was like 40,000 or something like that at the time, this was like, when was this? Maybe like
2 months ago.
October. Might have been October though.
2 or 3
No.
months ago.
It was right before school let out for them.
Yeah.
But either way, And like 40,000 views is a big number, especially to those little kids, especially when they're not thinking about like adding in shorts and stuff, because shorts is kind of a cheat code. But
Yeah, it definitely is. And I mean, I saw something the other day. I think I'm 300,000 away from 1 million views.
that's crazy.
So like, just that 1 million views count, like that's insane.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
40,000, trust me, you'll get a lot. As soon as you hit that 100K,
Yeah.
you're like, dang. But I did get a video that hit 147,000.
Oh, really?
One of the short videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit 147,000 views.
Not bad.
Yeah, it was pretty insane. 'Cause
Yeah.
It just kept going up, kept going up. Like
Yeah.
I refreshed it one time and it went up 10,000.
Dang.
That's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
insane.
Was that like one of the early ones that you posted?
No, I think I'd say probably now about 5 months ago is when I posted it. It went viral, maybe 10,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
But then like a month later, it went viral again.
Yeah.
And I didn't even do nothing. Like I didn't post it or nothing. I just left it.
Yeah.
And it went viral again. And I looked at it and it had 50K. And so that's why I put on my Instagram story. I was like, hey, this video just hit 50K. Like,
Yeah.
whatever. But then I look again, it's at 80K, 90, 100.
Yeah.
That was my first 100K video. And then it went to 120, 130, and then 140. And I think it capped off at 147.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was pretty insane.
Yeah. That's so crazy. Just randomly.
Yeah, I mean, it was random. I mean,
Yeah.
A whole month later is when it went viral again.
Yeah.
So it must have just, I don't know, went through the YouTube process again or whatever, and it just kept going. I don't know. It was definitely weird.
That is super weird, but that's super cool though. We haven't had anything really like that.
Nah.
Our clips have always been, and I've looked into it a lot, and it's just like the podcast, especially on TikTok and stuff. They just either do like super well, but then it's like the podcasts that are designed to do well on TikTok. Like some funny stuff happens, or like they say something that's like crazy, and then it just kind of works really well on TikTok because it like gets eyeballs and stuff like that. But it's just weird. Short form vertical has always been something that's like, at least for me, has always confused me because it's just like the opposite way that I know how to make videos. Like
Yeah,
I
no, I know.
it's so weird, and it also to me feels like a lot of the time, at least, like a complete crapshoot. Like you might hit a good video, but there's not anything that like ties them all together. I'm sure that I'm like thinking about it not enough, but it's weird. Ugh. I always think about that. There was a time though. We have some Instagram reels that did really good.
Yeah, a
Did
couple.
like 10 or 12K, but that was early. That was
yeah,
like
that was real early.
that was like episode 8, like the first ones that we ever posted.
Yeah, I think I've seen those.
Yeah.
I try to keep up, see how many views I've gotten or
Yeah.
something.
But that was like an early.
And I made sure to have more views than when you had Jason on here, so
Yeah.
that's why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you're hearing this, Jason, if you still listen, I made sure I had more views than you.
Fair enough. Got competitive.
So talking about like looking back on last year and stuff, you hit 1,000 subscribers,
Mhm.
which huge milestone. Congratulations on that. That's
Appreciate
super sick. So like, what did that feel like for you and like your team?
So I think I hit 990 or something like that. And I was like, dang, I'm 10 away. Like 10 away from, 4 digits. Like it's going to be crazy when I hit. I might hit it tomorrow, I might hit it whatever. I posted a short. Like I tried to hit it right then and there. Like cuz I had a post ready for it and everything. Caleb has been taking pictures for us and he got me a really good picture of me, playing. So like I had a post ready on Instagram. I had a post ready on TikTok, had a post ready for everything once I hit that milestone. And when I hit it, it's like a bunch of chills just ran through my body because I know it's not like the end of it. Like that was the end. That's what my goal was, we're cutting it off there. But like actually hitting it, like, yeah, we've talked about it plenty of times, like being famous and having 1,000 subscribers, having 100,000 subscribers, whatever. Really, but actually hitting it, like, was insane. I was laying in my bed, actually. I probably won't ever forget it, but I was laying in bed and, like, we were texting our chat, and I was texting Dad or whatever, and Braden and whoever it was. I'm getting close. I'm right there. And then it was 998, and then it was 999. And I was like, dude, I got to put my phone down. Like, I can't watch it. But, like, I wanted to watch it. And then I was just sitting there. I think I was actually doing a video at the time because I was still trying to get one out. But, I was doing the video. I was by myself, laying in bed, watching whatever we were watching. And somebody texted me and said, oh, I got your 1,000. I was like, what? What are you talking about? So I went on there. And it wasn't 1,000. I never did see it say 1,000 subscribers. It went from 999 to 1,002.
Yeah.
So, like, after that, just chills ran through my body, and I was just like, going insane. So like I texted the chats, I texted other chats, I texted Matthew and them, I texted everybody I knew, like, oh, I hit it, and everybody's saying congrats and whatever. Whoever's been a part of it, whoever has been a part of it or watching it had really understood why I was going nuts. Like, I mean, that's a crazy. So yeah, that I'll probably never forget where I was at, what I was doing or whatever. So it definitely felt insane.
Yeah, so I saw on your Instagram that YouTube doesn't give out 1,000 subscriber plaque.
I thought that was coming. I was gonna bring it today, but I didn't. I couldn't get it off the wall.
Yeah,
but,
Matthew Donahue came in clutch with that.
Shout out to Matthew Donahue for that, because I mean it looks like professional. I really wish I could bring it, but y'all might be able to show a picture of it or something.
Yeah.
And I'll send a pic if I need to.
Yeah.
But he really, I mean, that thing looks legit.
Yeah, that thing is so sick.
Like he made our team color as the background. He put it as a wooden YouTube symbol, which kind of goes in order, because if you think about it, you get a 10,000. I think it's silver or bronze or something.
Yeah, silver maybe, something like that. I don't know.
So like if you think about it, 1,000, you would get like a piece of wood or
Yeah.
something. But I mean, this thing looks legit. He got a piece of wood that is the YouTube symbol, and then under it has my name, and then it has or in quotes YCGM, and then it says 1,000 subscribers. And like it's got like a metal plaque right there that he ordered. He's got the wooden, and then he's got a blue background as our team color as we had it, and then he's got it in this big old case. So like he never would show me. He was showing everybody else, like Braden and all them. Braden was telling me it looked good, whatever. But when I saw it, I was like, that literally looks legit. Like it looks real. Like I got it from YouTube type of thing. Like so. Yeah, so like when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is insane. And obviously we had to get a picture. We had to get, pictures of it made, and me shouting him out and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, that was pretty insane. So shout out to him. Like he did really good.
Yeah, that was sick. I remember seeing that, and I was like, that was just such a cool thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, like, were you expecting that or no?
I can't remember if we talked about it or not, because the whole time he was making it, he kept sending me like little pictures of it or whatever, or telling me about it. So we might have talked about it, but still, when I looked at it and like finally saw it for the first time, it was like, dang, I didn't think you were actually going to do that, or like
Right.
made it look good or whatever, So like that, I think it was still just, it had shocked me. Like when I saw it, like, dang, okay, you actually did it. So yeah,
That's super awesome. That's super cool.
it was insane.
Yeah, I'm sure. I want to talk about, and we can spend as much time as you want to on this one. I want to talk about what's next. Do you have any like huge, maybe not huge, but anything that you like are definitely going to do like over this next year that you can think of that you want to talk about on the podcast?
So 2023,
Mm-hmm.
my goal is, I would love to hit a 3,000, obviously. Or not 3,000, sorry, 2,000. I'd love to hit 2,000. But put that aside, I want to bring the vlogs back, like with Matthew and them. I want to bring vlogs back with YCGM, doing stuff with them. Like we went bowling and stuff like that. I would definitely want to bring vlogs back, so it's not just basketball. But like I said, there's going to be a lot of basketball like this year. So like it might not necessarily be a lot of pickups anymore, but we're definitely going to start planning things. Going to different places, going to play in different leagues, hopefully, hopefully going to, California, stuff like that. Like, I would love to. It'd be cool, whatever. But I think my main focus is posting less pickups, posting a ton more, not necessarily park takeovers, but posting a ton more of not here videos, I guess.
Like travel videos.
Like going out and traveling. Because I, can make a vlog out of that, and I can make a hooping video out of that, park takeover or whatever. Because, I mean, if we go to Atlanta, which we're planning it, we're trying to plan it or whatever. If we're going to Atlanta, I can literally post a whole vlog about that. Like with hanging out, because we're not going to be just playing basketball the whole time.
For sure.
So, like, that's 2 videos in one. So, like, which is a lot of work. Like I said.
Yeah.
Hopefully Damon can get to that point and helping me and, whatever. And all of them, they help anyway. So, like, it's easy to me now. So, it's not work. It's just easy now. Like, just sitting down and doing it and making good videos. But definitely vlogs and more travel pickup basketball. and then vlogs with Matthew and them. Like, I really want to bring those back. There's been a lot of people who kind of said, like, oh, you started there, you know, bring them back or whatever. And, like, looking back at it, they're hilarious. Like, they're stupid. But I think now, with me growing and me, like, skilled-wise, I can make, like, a way, way, way better type of vlog for them more than just me. Because, I mean, I don't care. Like, I love doing this stuff. But, like, for them, it'd be cool for them to see it, like Matthew, James, Jackson, Samuel, and Jason, all them. Like, I mean, they would really love to do that, I think.
Yeah.
But, like I said, we have to plan stuff. And I think that's our hardest point. So, like, it'd be just straight weekends of stuff. So, I definitely want to focus on basketball first, traveling, you know, getting our names out there more, not just playing around here. But definitely vlogs, and then vlogs with, like, YCGM, doing stuff around here. So, that's my goal for 2023, is just to not repeat what we did in 2022, but just continue
to push it forward
and grow it bigger than what it was in 2022. So
I imagine YCGM vlogs as like documentaries. That's in my brain how it goes. Like maybe you just give whoever the camera and let them just film everything. And then
that usually is how it went.
That's what I'm saying.
Like we went bowling. I don't know if y'all saw that one, but we went bowling, and like whoever was near it would record. Like I think I had, if you want to be technical, I had probably 8 different cameramen that day.
Yeah.
Like videoing themselves or videoing somebody else. Like I never even touched the camera that night. But they love doing that. Like they love doing that stuff. Like being in front of the camera, and they've definitely grown. Like from the beginning, like talking in front of the camera, stuff like this. Like, you know, they get nervous or whatever, but it's been a lot easier now. So that's
I like the idea of you doing off-court stuff.
Yeah.
That to me is really interesting. Because like I said before, with people making different videos and stuff, like with their personal channels, you can lean into like the characters of everybody like that's a part of the group, which I think is really interesting, especially for people who are like not only fans of like, because this is the thing too, your biggest fans are going to be fans of you guys playing basketball, but they're going to more so be fans of you guys, and you can make content that's for them, for that, you know, with those like lifestyle videos. If you will.
That's that was a goal of mine. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out there that want to know what we do to just play basketball. So I'm going to do it and then see what that looks like as views pop up or whatever. So, I mean, we're going to see how it works. Yeah. I mean, hopefully we're shortly into January, so
yes,
we're going to see how that goes.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be super awesome.
Definitely my biggest focus, I'm going to repeat it again because I'm trying to burn it in my brain because I want to do it like so bad, and I know they want to. Is basketball, and then right behind it is vlogs. I cannot forget about that. So vlogs, basketball, whatever it is. So we're going to see how it goes, I guess.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, man, that's super exciting. So I just have one more question for you. The question is, out of everyone that you've ever had on your channel, guest and all, everybody, I want you to pick a starting 5.
Oh, God. You want me to pick a starting 5 of whoever we ever had on it?
Yeah, you can pick from anybody.
From day one to
day
now?
One, yeah, anybody.
Oh, God, people are going to be hurt. Dang. Starting 5. Do I get a 6, man?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. It makes it a little easier, I guess. Starting 5. I don't even know who else we had on there. Like Austin Butler, we had all of them. Like Brandon White. Like I don't know if y'all know who that is. I mean, Cameron Whiteside's been on it. Good God, man, that's a hard question. How do y'all make me do that?
Off the dome too.
Yeah, I gotta think who else been on there. I know I'm gonna forget somebody. All right, make it easier for me. I can't say no YCGM players.
You can say whoever you want. Literally
but
anybody.
You gotta tell me, like, if you say no, then that makes it easier for me.
Then let's go no. Yeah, just guests. Just
guess.
Sure.
All right, so definitely Cameron Whiteside. He plays at where's he play at? Oh, Winthrop. He plays Winthrop. It's D1 basketball. Definitely gonna have to throw Jalen Williams in there. Brandon White. Who else else has been in there? Austin Butler. He was a McDonald's All-American in college. It's 4. Guess. Because there's a lot of regulars.
Regulars are
still
you can put regulars on the list for sure.
So if I had to throw one more on there. God, man. Trying to think. Who all has been on there? Like in Louisiana, we played. Oh, Daniel Poole. There we go. Daniel Poole. He played in Louisiana, and he's played for a couple Ballers Life videos. So that was a big one. And so probably that 5 right there. Whoever I just said, because I don't even remember. Jalen Williams, Cameron Whiteside, Brandon White, Daniel Poole, and who was the other one?
Butler.
Huh?
Austin Butler.
And Austin Butler. There you go. So yeah, that would be a starting 5. That'd be a tough starting 5.
And Stun is your 6th man, right?
Yeah, Stun is the 6th man.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Stun is the
go.
6th.
I was wondering if you're gonna throw him in there.
He's alright. He can't guard me, so he knows that. He's
The shirt
alright.
says it all. The shirt says it all. I have one more too that I think is really interesting. And you
gosh.
talked about tournaments
Yeah.
for this. And so where my brain immediately goes, because I think that this is such a good story for like a YouTube video, is you should do 3s tournaments, and it should be you and Braden and Brant as your team. That
Like
would
my
be
brothers?
yes.
That would be pretty fun.
That would be sick.
Brant's not more of the basketball player in it, but he definitely loves
But it's
it.
good for the story.
Yeah, he ain't even been in the video.
Yeah.
Like Brant, we made, 200, you said? Videos of basketball? He ain't even been in one.
Yeah.
Maybe one.
he grew like 2 feet in the last
Yeah,
year and a
He's
half.
probably, I think he's taller. He is taller than me. I'm the shortest, but I don't know if he's taller than Braden yet. So that would be cool.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
You should
to
think about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
3's
sure.
tournament. Whoever wants to join.
Literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
But going like with you and your brothers, that would be gas.
Yeah.
That would be so
fun.
cool.
Yeah, that would literally be so awesome. That's all I have.
Yeah, that's all
Yeah.
I have too.
All right, cool. Bailey, I will let you kind of hit the camera right here. This is yours. With kind of any last things that you want to hit them with, just
Whatever I want to say.
Yeah, literally, it's like a den of hot ones. So
Well, definitely subscribe to my channel. Bailey Graham on YouTube, Team YCGM on Instagram, YCGM merch, YCGM edits. All of them. Dame with the cam, CG Film Productions. All those pages. Follow them. Definitely follow them. I mean, it's the second time I've been on here, but they've really helped with getting my name out there a little bit to different people that don't necessarily watch basketball. But definitely subscribe to them. Follow them on TikTok. Follow them on Instagram. Caddy Corner, right?
that's it. Caddy Corner Pod, if not, yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. Just keep tuning in, because these are definitely movies, and I've been posting movies, and hopefully get a lot more out in 2023.
Let's go.
Yeah, I like it. That's
Like
good
it. That's
stuff.
Good stuff. All right. I think he said everything that I normally would say in an outro. So thank you guys so much for watching. Bailey already said it. His links for everything is in the description. Check that out. And also everybody that he sends me to link in the description to, we'll link them to. So anybody's links that you think of, like
All right.
whenever, just send them all and we'll put them in the descriptions. So check the description out in this episode for sure. I'm Austin. He's Caleb. We're back every Friday for not really this kind of show, but that's for another time. Also, check out on Wednesdays we do Caddy Corner After Hours, more like laid back, kickback vibes. It's audio only, and if you're into that, you'll probably like it a lot because we haven't missed that one time on accident, but it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.